Hello, welcome to U.S. History A, Unit 4. Of course, this is my favorite because this is the unit about the Civil War. The Civil War is so stinking cool. Um, you can you can go off on so many tangents about the Civil War. And anyway, I love learning about the Civil War because there's so many different parts of the Civil War that you can learn more about. And anyway, super cool. Okay, so to start off with, Lesson 16 talks about a nation divides. It talks about Fort Sumter and secession, which happened at Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter, I've been to a lot of battlefields, okay? And I went to Fort Sumter several years ago with my in-laws and my husband's family. And Fort Sumter is actually really incredibly small. It's just a little fort on a little island, and that's it, okay? And it's just kind of hard to believe that the whole war started right there. This is me at Antietam. Lesson 17 is about suffocating the South, talks about the Battle of Bull Run, um, which is a super fun battle to talk about. And I used to have my kids read parts of a book, and it went through and talked about each person's experience with the Battle of Bull Run. Anyway, so super fun stuff to learn about. But like I say, like the expanse of these battlefields is amazing. Okay, and it's really interesting to see how huge they are. Um, a really big reason that the Civil War lasted as long as it did was because we had really good technology in it, but we didn't have the techniques that caught up with the technology of the time, okay? Meaning that we had guns that could kill at a lot further away, but we were still shooting close up, all right? And the scary thing about the Civil War was that you were a lot more likely to die if you went into the hospital than if you were on the battlefield. Okay? It was really frightening. And that has a lot to do with lesson 18, which talks about medicine during the Civil War, talks about the prison camps. Um, really frightening stuff. And lesson 19 talks about the turning points of the war. We had the Emancipation Proclamation. Um, that was a really big deal. And President Lincoln, it had been all drawn up, and President Lincoln and his team, which was amazing at the time, decided that they didn't want to actually send it out until there was a victory in the battle. They didn't want it to look like a last ditch effort. They wanted it to look like, all right, like this is what we want to do. And the language of the Emancipation Proclamation is really interesting because it frees all slaves in the states that have seceded from the Union. Okay? Because there were states that had slaves that had not seceded from the Union. And President Lincoln said something like, I hope that God is on our side, but if not, I really hope that Kentucky is on our side. Because Kentucky was a slave state that had not seceded from the Union. And he really wanted to keep it really badly because it was a very important state for him. Okay, let's see. And then we've got the Civil War ends in lesson 20, and we talk about the March to the Sea. My husband is from Atlanta, and I will tell you that there is nothing in Atlanta that was standing before 1865 because that is when everything was burnt down to the ground. The entire city of Atlanta was completely demolished. Not even a joke, okay? And these are some pictures of some soldiers that were taken before the war. Um, and they had always had the idea that you would have this good death, meaning that you would die with all of your family around. And the Civil War kind of ended that idea because men were just dying on the battlefield. And so they gave these pictures to their loved ones so that they could know what they looked like before they died. Kind of sad, huh? Here are some more of the hospitals. Like I say, you were more likely to die in the hospitals than you were on the battlefield of the Civil War. Here are some pictures of the battlefield, some more pictures of the soldiers. Guys, I could go on and on and on forever. Here is Gettysburg. This is um, the place where the Southern troops went the most north that they ever did during the war in Pennsylvania. So that's interesting. And that was really a turning point of the war. Here is where the cemetery in Gettysburg is, and that was where the Gettysburg Address was given. Here is the Anaconda Plan that was made by the North to just kind of squeeze off the South. And here's where President Lincoln was shot. Um, so where John Wilkes Booth snuck into the booth and shot him. Anyway, interesting stuff. Your project for this unit is your last project for the class. It is to watch a documentary. Once again, I really need you to give a good essay at the end, okay? Here are some documentaries from mostly from Unit 4, but also from Unit 3 as well. So, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.